Hey, I'm investigator Kirsten. This is my partner, Timo.
This right here says homicide on Walnut Avenue. Raven Morgan knows everything. Needs to be questioned ASAP.
What the hell? How he died, but I heard he died.
Sitting in this interrogation room is 20-year-old Raven Morgan. 3 days ago, Raven was one of the 3 people involved in the murder of Roosevelt Broadnax. At this moment, detectives believe that she is nothing but a simple witness. But as they speak to her accomplices,
they was angry with each other. I said too much, man.
Damning clues will come to light, proving that Raven is no witness at all, because for weeks she had secretly been planning, plotting, and hiring to kill Roosevelt, and detectives need to make sure they get to the bottom of it all before Raven slips away.
They're saying that you know everything.
Also, unfortunately, you did experience jail, and that's not a great place.
Never again. Hopefully, in my life, I'll never go again.
Yeah.
On August 7, 2022, police officers in Pensacola, Florida were called to a home in Roosevelt Row Broadnax Jr. after receiving a terrifying report. A body had been found. Rushing to the home in Walnut Avenue, they found that the victim had been shot a single time. To complicate matters, it took place in a bad neighborhood where drug addicts and gangsters roamed the streets. This meant that finding a lead in this investigation was going to be a considerable challenge. Luckily for them, they had a potential suspect on their hands. The main one was Copelan Gilden, who was known by his street name Mohawk. A felon with a lengthy criminal record, he had been arrested by the police on an unrelated firearm warrant. Since he lived in the area, he seemed like a perfect candidate to question further over who might have wanted Roosevelt out of the picture for good.
What I'm saying is, you know, we're out there and we're looking for these people to talk to. You know, you've seen Facebook, and we put Tara on there, and we talked to Raven this morning. You know, all these people in the neighborhood we're looking for. And then we stumble across you. You got a warrant. We stumble across Larry. He's got a warrant for a damn parole violation. He's going back to prison. You know. With that being said, what have you heard about Roe?
There's some people that were tender with Roe, man. They was upset with Roe, man.
Okay. Why were they upset with Roe?
Tang. You already know.
Okay.
It's not that y'all don't know, so.
What was he? Was he stealing shit? Was he
Tang?
Okay, so they were upset. I thought you said Kane. Like, okay. So, okay, with the Kane stuff, with the Tang stuff. Okay. Why were they still upset with Roe about that? They still think he did it?
No, I think they think Chris did it.
Mm-hmm.
But Roe is helping Chris. Roe is from our hood.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Like still helping Chris? Like here in the past couple weeks since Chris been out of jail, he's been helping Chris? Or like back when this happened?
I mean, they still friendly from what I understand.
Okay.
So, but, I mean, Chris kind of hot at Roe. Because he felt like Roe should have
helped him more?
Yeah, I stepped forward and said, hey, man, this is what happened. Roe didn't do that.
Yeah. Was Roe there the night that Tang got killed? Okay. Like, was he...
Physically present, yes.
Okay, because I know... Let me just go back. Because down... I'm trying to wrap my mind around all this because, you know, it's been 6 months since Tang was killed. So, you've got Walnut and what's across the street there? Devane. And that's where the trailer is. That's where Roe was living. Then the next block up where Tang was killed, what was that? Across from Miss Mickey's house?
I think that's Johnson.
Okay, Johnson. So that's Johnson and Walnut. So Roe was there at Johnson and Walnut when Tang was killed? Okay.
Some people say Roe was the one that shot. Some people say it was Chris.
Okay. Did Roe ever talk about it?
No.
Okay.
Copeland claims that people in his neighborhood were mad at Roosevelt over the death of someone who lived nearby, known only as Tang. Beyond that, there are hints that it was either Roosevelt or someone called Chris who shot Tang. That might offer a potential motive to this case. Someone might have considered him the killer and wanted their revenge. The conversation continues, and Copeland offers some important information about Roosevelt and his dangerous lifestyle.
You and Roe good buddies? Y'all buddies? Y'all known each other for probably 34 years.
Long time.
I know Roe like to smoke rock. Okay. Was he selling any rock or anything?
Of course. That's the only way you can supplement your habit, man.
Yeah.
It's very expensive.
Yeah. So did he have any issues with anybody, like anybody that would want to kill him over the drugs? Like I know he's did he ever have a substantial amount of drugs? Would somebody want to rob him for it? Or would he just buy, $100 worth, smoke 20 of it, sell 80 of it?
Because bro, like me, we've been in the neighborhood a long time. The dudes that got any strength in the neighborhood right now, they was boys on us. They still respect us.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't always using drugs.
We talked to Paul yesterday.
Black Paul. Yeah.
And he said the same thing. I guess he grew up in the neighborhood also. That like him and Roe were the muscle, back in the day. But, obviously we all get older and,
That's right.
we ain't the muscle anymore.
Right.
So, would you think somebody would kill him to still?
It's possible, but not likely. I mean, that'd be some serious backlash. So we know all the dudes that's just have top.
Yeah.
We got it from one of them. I mean, if you're a serious robber, why go after the road? You're going through the fitness zone.
Yeah, well,
If you're not a serious robber and you're just an addict trying to get high and you go after the road, that's too many repercussions.
yeah.
Too much of a headache.
And see, the problem we have right now is we don't have a motive. We don't know why or who would want to hurt Roe.
Right.
So, you heard anything on the street about who did it?
That's the people of the ratting right there, man.
Okay. I got you. Without, saying who did it, do you know of a good reason? Because I've told you a couple of reasons I think of. Has somebody told you the reason that Roe was killed?
So-and-so said that Chris was afraid that Roe was going to if Roe got caught up, he was going to give details on what happened to Tang.
Copelan seems hesitant to cooperate with the police here, but he goes on to imply that Roosevelt lived a dangerous lifestyle with his drug addiction, and drops another hint that he may have found out too much information about Tang's death, and that might have gotten him in big trouble with someone else. A few moments later, Copelan ends up saying something that he quickly regrets bringing up.
Now, I don't see Chris doing it. Maybe so.
But why don't you see Chris doing it?
I guess I would say because, hey man, Chris and I are real different.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I do, and Chris doesn't do what I do. You know what I mean?
Right. But a lot of people think that Chris is the one that killed Tang.
Yeah.
So why?
To keep Roe from telling the
Right,
truth. Exactly.
I know that, but if he killed Tang, why wouldn't he kill
Roe?
I
mean, that's good. What's the
difference between having one body on you and two bodies on you?
Listen, man, him and Roe was heating. They was angry with each other. I know they had some words about it because while Chris was gone, Roe was seeing his chick.
Okay. I heard Roe was hanging out over there.
A lot.
Is that what the kids are calling it these days, hanging out? something.
A lot.
Okay.
Like he run down and get Mickey high all the time. They lock off in the Mickey's bedroom.
Okay.
And I assume they would just get high, man. You know, but other people say otherwise.
Copelan audibly stammers when saying he does not think Chris was the killer. This is a particularly strange reaction, as he has been fairly confident with what he has been talking about up to this point. So why has mentioning this detail made him feel caught out? Regardless, Copelan goes on to share yet another theory, that there might have been a love triangle between Chris, Roosevelt, and a third party. It's yet another plausible idea, but it remains to be proven as of yet. In fact, a lot of what he has been saying is nothing but hearsay, and if the detectives can't filter fact from gossip, then they may very well be here all day going through stories after stories that have no relevance to the case. Nevertheless, the investigators think he may know more than he lets on, despite his hesitancy to be a snitch. After being asked if he knows anything that might help the investigation, Copelan then shares another interesting angle to the case at hand.
The night Roe got killed, Tara Black Paul, that's who told me that Roe had been killed. Tara Black Paul came by White Paul. Well, Doors. Came by Doors.
Right.
They were talking about it. And a couple days before that, man. See, I don't want to sound like I know something that I don't. Alright. I can say this for fact. Roe told me himself that he was gonna wet Chris up for throwing him on the bus.
Okay.
And putting his name in that shit. Because Roe said he had nothing to do with Tank being killed. That he was there to prevent the killing. Trying to take the gun or whatever. Alright. But him and Chris was bosom buddies. So Roe gave me the impression.
Back then?
Yeah, back then.
Okay.
Roe gave me the impression that, hey, it's my partner. I was concerned about what he was about to do, because we all know Tank. Tank, you're drunk and you're paying. You know,
But he's harmless.
But you're harmless. You ain't gonna kill nothing, you ain't gonna let nothing die. So that's what Roe was saying. Hey man, we know Tank. Alright? Whatever he did. So this is Roe saying, so I wasn't mad at Chris, but nor do I want to see my partner Chris getting in trouble. Well, of course, Chris gets arrested, and Chris is saying it's Roe that's the shooter. Okay? And Roe is tender about it. But anyway, Chris, from what I overheard, Chris was going Roe out of that spot so he would be in the open. And then all of a sudden he was cool with it. I don't care about Roe being there, blah, blah. You know, if anyone would reach for the opportunity to do harm to Roe, or even me, or any of the real vets in the neighborhood, they had to do it at their residence. Man, you couldn't just do it in the street like that, because people know people, man. Right. Yeah. Just right up the street, literally.
He's
half a block.
Yeah, he's still at Mickey's, I'm sure.
Yeah. The reason I said I didn't see, well, that dude ain't like me, Chris. I would have confronted Roe. You know what I mean?
Well, that's
I don't see Chris confronting Roe. You know, I don't know how Roe was killed. You know, there's a couple rumors saying he was poisoned because there was no blood or some shit. I don't know. But had the poison shit been there, I'd say, yeah, it's probably Chris.
It's not poison.
Right. So I don't see, he would have had to sneak up on Roe. He'd had to sneak up on him, man. You know what I mean?
Right.
Copelan continues to push the narrative that there were increasing tensions between Chris and Roe. The question is this relevant to the case at hand, Or is Copelan simply trying to deceive the police with bits of either irrelevant or untrue information? Beyond that, his comment about having to sneak up on Roosevelt is especially interesting. After all, he had indeed been found shot in his home, likely to minimize the chances of there being witnesses to the shooting. For the most part, it seemed to work, as no one has come forward to positively identify the killer. The detective keeps this detail in mind as the conversation turns towards a theory that Copelan has about Roosevelt's death.
Bro picked up a lot of his stuff close by, man. And there was an incident at this residence where an older head got shot recently. That would be well, after what I was saying, no. I mean, just think about that. This resident got some shots was fired into this residence, pretty close to when Rose killed. It was that day. Within 3 days. The day before, the next day, or after Rose got killed, that some shots was fired off in that spot, and Bro associated a lot there, man. There's a lot of guys there. You know, when we grew up, they grew up on us, man. Mm-hmm. So, if it was a beef about, I think we'd call it there or going there or leaving there. You know what I mean? Instead of, I don't know how you got caught up.
Now, would I can't see Roe moving any big. Like I said earlier, I mean,
well, Roe. When you say to an addict, an ounce, that's a lot, man. That's a lot of.
Is anybody going to trust him with an ounce of?
Roe.
Okay.
You know, I can let y'all know that it's gonna be some shit. Whoever did that. It's some dudes that's upset about it, man.
Yeah. And
some of these dudes got a little clout, man. You know. So maybe they don't cool off.
Yeah, no, it's hot. It's gonna stay hot. So
unfortunately.
Is that what Roe would do? Was buy an ounce and then cook it up?
He wasn't buying.
He wasn't buying it.
No.
Was he getting it off?
Just helping out. He would. I know that sounds like a substantial amount. Well, it is. It's a substantial amount.
Yeah.
But the people that he's working for, he does a lot, man. Bro's a runner / enforcer / information machine.
Yeah.
Bro, he knew a lot that was going on. He knew who had to best this, best that, you know what I mean? That was his niche, And dudes were favorable to him, and he would get a bunch of
Okay.
Now it looks like Copelan is pushing his previous ideas that the murder may have been tied to drugs or information gathering. If Roosevelt had indeed been dabbling in shady things like these, then it would only make sense that he would be painting a big target on his back. Clearly, Copelan has said a lot about Roosevelt here, and it's safe to say that he seems to be quite knowledgeable about him. Since the pair have allegedly taken substances together, the detective steers the conversation towards their time spent together recently. At that time, he catches Copelan out on a big lie.
When's the last time you hung out with Roe?
The day he died.
The day he died. Sunday?
Yeah.
Do you know if he had...
we got high together, man.
Oh, that's cool.
We got high together.
Did he have an that day?
Yeah. We got high together. We do Ro and I couldn't call us like, we didn't hang out every day, all day. You know, that wasn't our thing.
Right.
If Ro's down, hey, oh, man. And if I was down, the same way.
Did he have a substantial amount?
He was good. He was good when I saw him because he came.
How much do you think he had that day?
I had my house.
Ounce of powder or rock?
No, bro. I don't keep no powder.
It was all rock.
It's going in some water, yeah. It's going in some water.
Okay. Because we didn't find him that night.
In the house?
Mm-mm. What time do you think you were over there that day?
I wouldn't bother. I didn't go over there. I mean, I didn't go inside.
Yeah, but about what time do you think that was on Sunday?
Shit. Had to be 2 o'clock, 11 in the afternoon. Between 11 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon.
Okay.
Because after two, I was ducked off. Because I don't know who the patrol dude is, but he be sliding too much, man.
His story is falling apart here. How could the pair have been taking illegal substances if there was evidence to prove otherwise? It is clear that Copelan must be lying, and that puts all of his previous statements under scrutiny. It seems that this particular lie must have caught the attention of the lead investigator, who decides to take over after a short break. The focus is then shifted back onto the supposed bad blood between Roosevelt and Tang, in hopes of seeing if there is any weight to this claim.
So, Roosevelt had that shit with Tang a few months back. What you know about that?
What everybody knows.
Apparently everyone on the streets, thinks he didn't do it enough, or what's that whole story?
Absolutely. He's from the hood. He knew Tang. I don't know Tang personally.
Mm-hmm.
He told me that, hey, man, Russell Chris did it. And he tried to prevent Chris from doing it.
What was going on when that happened? What did Roosevelt tell you about that night?
They was all hanging out. Tang left. And when Tang came back, he was sloshed. You know what I mean? That's about part of the course with Tang.
Yeah.
And there was some confusion about Tang making passes at Mickey, which is Chris's old lady.
Yeah.
And that's what, from what I understand, it happened before.
Mm-hmm.
So, Rose said that Chris confronted Tang, and Tang talked shit. And,
He's drunk.
right. Yeah, he's always drunk.
Yeah. I heard he's got a mouth on him when he's been drinking.
Oh, yeah. Tang left first, and then Chris was intending to pursue him, and Ro was intending to stop Chris. So that's how all three made to one spot at the same time.
Where was this initially started at? Was it at the house or was it at the trailer?
At the house, from what I understand.
Okay. What exactly happened between? Did Roosevelt give you any story of what? Of how the altercation took place?
Ro didn't. But I've heard. Other than to say that he tried to stop Chris and a gun discharge. No, he didn't give me details. Or he didn't give me any details.
Well, that's a little big detail. What did you do to try to stop Chris and the gun discharged?
He said, hey, man, Chris pulled a stick out, and I felt like he was going to shoot Tang. I tried to grab at it, and it went off.
Was there a fight before Chris pulled the gun out?
I don't know. It sounded as if, that they were just having a verbal competition, not a physical competition. Why can't you see Tank in no physical fight, man? Especially drunk. You know, he's just shit talker. That's all he gonna do. And
Yeah.
he ain't already nothing. Just talk shit.
Mm-hmm. Since Chris has been out, has him and Roosevelt gotten into it or argued, or
I heard they had an argument.
who'd you hear that from?
Rose said they had some words.
Did he tell you anything about it?
Nah.
What he telling
And
you doing?
Rose, we spent time getting high. You know, the chair chatter is, you know, usually fast and mundane.
Yeah. Ro handled his own business,
Yeah.
I understand. So.
Yeah.
Interestingly, Copeland seems to be painting Chris as a violent, angry sort of person. With everything that has been said about Chris up to this point, it almost seems like he is pushing the narrative that he may very well be the suspect in question. Yet, as we know, Copeland said earlier that he did not believe that he had been the shooter. It may be that he is trying to correct his mistakes by bringing up this story here. But the investigators believe that there may be more to the story here, so they directly ask Copeland what he thinks happened to Roosevelt.
What you think happened to Ro?
I don't know, man. I'll tell you this, though. It would have had to happen. I don't know, man. Rose from the street, man. If he knew he was heating with somebody, he had some beef with somebody, he was the type dude to, expose that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The only one he had, wait. The only one he had a lot of beef with would have been Chris. Everybody else, them, we don't have a lot of chicks over there.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime you got a lot of women and drugs involved, you got drama, man.
Oh, yeah.
Nice to tell Ro that. But he was alone in the crowd kind of guy. You know what I mean? Ro was.
Mm-hmm.
So he'd have all these chicks over, and everybody be getting high, and Ro wouldn't necessarily be in the mix. So I'm figuring that I don't understand why he didn't see it. The wrong way, attack it, some kind of way to prevent it from happening. Ro was a veteran, man.
Yeah.
Once again, Copeland implies that Roosevelt must have been attacked when he was least expecting it. Considering the number of enemies he seems to have made in his neighborhood, whittling down a specific name seems like too big of a task. Still, the last thing these detectives want is a cold case on their hands, and it may very well be the case if they don't find a solid lead soon. Thinking that they have extracted all the information they can from Copeland, they turn their attention to a second suspect, Raven Morgan. According to witnesses, Raven was last seen with Roosevelt on the day of the murder, and knew him as well. Bringing the young woman in, she is given a chance to share her side of the story.
You know Roosevelt?
Yeah.
How do you know Roosevelt?
I've known him for a long while. I've been out in Inslee for about 2 years or so. I wouldn't say we were close, but he was like, if he's there at the same spot, like, hey, that type of, ordeal. We never really, hung out. He was okay.
Mm-hmm.
He never, to me, he's never did anything wrong to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I've heard, people say he likes to steal and he talks a lot of shit.
Yeah.
He was a cool dude, though.
So y'all been cool for about 2 years, just been passing, I guess?
Yeah, we just never hung out. Just, hey, Ro, bye, Ro.
Okay. Yeah, because he's kind of big, loud dude.
Yeah,
Here.
yeah. He's older, way older from my interest.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really loud. He's crazy. He's ticker. He would go in and walk in the room, was dead silent. And that's the only person you hear. Is Ro.
Yeah.
He's so loud. But I don't think that man, I don't know how he died, but I heard he died. And I don't really know, like, why somebody would even think to do that to another person. From my understanding, for what I always saw is he stuck to himself. He never had nobody hanging out with him, you know, and especially when him and Kevin, there's a dude that stays at the trailer with him, and they hung out a lot. That was about it. You know, Kevin had, I guess, supposedly just got out of prison. I don't know, I just met that Kevin dude. And him and Ro hung out a lot, you know. But from my understanding, that's the only person he hung out with. And he's been, like, quiet lately. And normally you hear, oh, Ro did this, Ro did that. Yeah, lately we ain't heard nothing from him. He was cooped up in the trailer with Kevin. So,
Okay. So him and Kevin were pretty tight?
Yeah. And Mary asked how did he die? Because he didn't do drugs.
Who?
Ro.
Ro did?
He only smoked. So I know, like, couldn't have killed him. So Mary asked how he died.
Well, did you see him Sunday? When's the last time you saw him?
What's today?
Wednesday.
Today's Wednesday.
What did he die? It was
He died Sunday night.
Sunday night. I seen him. He popped up over there on Doris, where you all just came.
Mm-hmm.
He came through there like early, probably 5 o'clock that morning. Went over there to the house, not the one you got me from, but the one beside it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. But I just seen him walking through. I was in the house.
Raven claims she was never close to Roosevelt but had no qualms with him. Surprisingly, it seems that she also saw the victim on the day of the murder, just like Copelan. Is this pure coincidence, or could there be more to the story? However, the detectives are confident that Raven is holding back some important information here. Knowing that she has served jail time before and had an awful experience behind bars, they decide to lean into the fact that they know much more than she realizes at first. So if she does not want to get into any more trouble, she will have to come clean here.
So we talked to quite a bit of people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's how your name came up, okay? And they're saying that you know a little more information than what you're telling us. So if you, well, that's what we need to know.
They're saying that you know everything. This right here says homicide on Walnut Avenue. Raven Morgan knows everything. Needs to be questioned ASAP. The homicide on Walnut Avenue, August 8th.
What the hell? I have not talked or seen Ro since that morning, I swear. I didn't even talk to him then. I just seen him right behind. Like, I'm telling you everything, because like you said, I got a lot to lose on.
Right, and that's why I'm wondering why people are saying putting your name in it. I mean, right here it says Raven Morgan knows everything.
If you want to read it, you
And I
can.
want to know who said that, because that's. But what I do know is all I've heard is flatly liked it. But I know.
Walnut Avenue. Raven Morgan knows everything.
Absolutely.
So this is important because other people are saying you know everything. So we just need to know everything that you
I'm
know.
going to tell you every single bit of information that I know. Just flat out like this. From what I've heard and what I know. I seen Ro early that morning going next door to the Wiggins. That's what we call them, the Wiggins. And then stay there for probably 30 minutes or so. And he left. I don't know who he went over there to see or what he was doing, but he left. And following that evening or whatnot, or whenever it was, I'm being told by Terry, you know, hey, come here, I gotta talk to you, you know. And he was like, so supposedly Ro is dead. And I was like, what? bro's dead. Well, he goes inside and we let everyone know. You know, me and Terry's kind of close. Well, he said that Serena told Amber that something about Ro was dead or shots were fired or something like that, and then Amber told Steve and Sam, and I guess Sam and Tara went over there to the trailer and, you know, found Ro, but they told Steve and us that there was no blood or nothing like that, or the house wasn't shot up like Serena said it was. And that's when Terry had came to me about it all, telling me. And all I know is from what I heard yesterday people were saying that Serena and some person named P-Roy, whoever that is, they said P-Roy and Serena was in there, and one of them distracted him and the other one killed him over a phone. That's what I heard yesterday. But I don't know as far as why they did it, who did it, or what they did it for, or any of that shit.
Who'd you hear that from yesterday?
Who did I hear that from? Oh shit. There's a lot of people talking about it. But a dude named Joseph told it to me.
Raven goes on to hint that someone distracted Roosevelt before he was shot, much like Copelan mentioned earlier. And the reason they are both hinting at this is because that is precisely what happened. Raven distracted Roosevelt while they were in his bedroom before Copelan came in and shot him. Hours later, the body was found and the police were notified. Days later, when Copelan was taken in for questioning, his phone was seized and pictures of Roosevelt's lifeless body was discovered on it. Though he previously claimed it was Raven's phone, after she is informed of this, she confesses that this was a murder for hire orchestrated alongside Copelan and a local drug dealer. In other words, Copelan himself had indeed been sharing nuggets of truth in between all sorts of dubious information and straight-up lies. Yet when he attempted to throw Raven under the bus for the crime, she would go on to completely shatter the narrative and out Copelan as the murderer, and herself as his accomplice.
Oh, no.
Okay. Yeah, just be patient with us and we'll get you out of here. Thank you.
In December of 2025, Raven Morgan accepted a plea deal and was sentenced to 10 years in prison for second-degree murder with a firearm and giving false information to law enforcement in a murder investigation, while Copelan Gilden was sentenced to life in prison for the murder of Roosevelt Broadnax Jr. We hope you enjoyed today's video. 85% of our viewers aren't subscribed, so if this is the kind of content you come back for, just hit subscribe. It's the single biggest thing you can do to support the channel. If you want to keep watching more, check out one of the most intense cases we've ever covered right here, or catch up on our latest upload right here.